Hi, my name is Tamika Mathis, and I am going to be reading for you today my book called The Seeker 101 Dreams of Mine and Their Meanings. This is volume 1, containing dreams numbers 1 through 31, and I would like for you to get the most out of this spiritually. So, the best way to listen would be to go to a quiet place, maybe in a closet if you have to, where it's just stillness and you can imagine yourself in the book. You can imagine yourself in the dreams, and then you can meditate on these things spiritually. It would be great if the lights were off. That way, there are no visual distractions, and that way you can connect with your spirit, and that way it can help you on your spiritual journey. So today I'm going to be reading chapters 1, as well as the intro and then a brief disclaimer before I get started with, I'm sorry, not chapter 1, but dream number 1. So it will be the disclaimer, the intro, and then dream number 1. I will get started. Hopefully you're in your quiet place, or you have your headphones on with the lights off. You're laying in your bed or something like that in a quiet place so that you can close your eyes and meditate and imagine. Disclaimer: this book contains my personal experiences, including dreams, visions, spiritual encounters, and the interpretations I received and recorded. These accounts reflect my life, my journey, and my perspective. They are shared for testimony, reflection, and spiritual encouragement, and they should be approached with discernment. The views and experiences expressed in this book are mine alone and do not represent the views of any church, ministry, employer, organization, or any other individual. Any references to people, places, or events are included only as a part of my testimony and personal narrative. Some dreams in this book may include references to real people, names, locations, or situations. These references appear in the context of dream experiences and spiritual symbolism, and are not presented as statements of factual behavior, character, intent, or wrongdoing in real life. Where names or identifying details appear, they are included for storytelling clarity, and in some cases have been changed or generalized for privacy. Any resemblance to actual events or persons beyond the author's personal experience is coincidental. Nothing in this book is intended to defame, harm, or represent any person or organization. Nothing in this book is intended as medical, psychological, legal, or professional advice. Readers are responsible for their own decisions and are encouraged to seek appropriate professional support when needed. The intro. Before you begin, I didn't write this book to convince you of anything. I wrote it because God speaks, and at some point I realized I wasn't allowed to keep that to myself, especially not after how consistently He was speaking to me, correcting me, and showing me things that I couldn't ignore. This didn't start as a book idea. It started as obedience. I began writing things down because I felt led to. Then it kept going, and eventually I understood this wasn't just for me. It was something I was supposed to record. It didn't come as a one-time dynamic message. It came in layers, dream after dream, season after season. Since July of 2019, I've been dreaming every single night, not occasionally, not randomly, every night. And I've remembered enough of them to write down thousands. That's not an exaggeration. It's my real life. These dreams became part of my routine, who I am, and how I became alert to what God was doing beneath the surface of everything. Out of all those dreams, I chose 101 to share. Not because the others don't matter, and not because this is the end, but because 101 is what I was shown to begin with, a starting point, a first release, a way to lay the foundation without trying to carry everything at once. There may be more to come. Honestly, there probably is, but this is where I was told to start. That's why this is a series. What God was showing me couldn't fit in one volume, and I can't pretend it all happened at once or made perfect sense from day one. So no, this volume might not feel like a polished arrival. It wasn't written to impress anyone. It was written to document what happened. I want to be clear about who this is for, because I'd rather be honest up front than have someone pick up this book expecting something it was never meant to be. This book is for the person who knows there's more than what they inherited, more than rehearsed answers, more than tradition, more than surface level belief. It's for the reader who is still sincere about God, but no longer satisfied with the powerlessness and secondhand certainty. If you've ever felt that quiet pull toward truth, toward the real God beyond the systems, this book will feel familiar. But if what you want is a devotional tone, doctrinal reinforcement, or a book that stays safely inside institutional Christianity and argues its way to conclusions, this may not be the right fit. I'm not writing to offend or defend a system. I am simply writing down what happened when God started interrupting mine. Some parts will feel like early steps, because they are. There was unlearning, there was learning. There was me trying to make sense of what I was seeing while still being in the middle of it. The words get sharper as the weight gets heavier. The clarity deepens as the cost deepens. And that's what I believe real progression looks like. If you keep going with me past volume 1, you'll understand why I'm telling you that now. There's another layer you should know too, because it matters for how you read what's coming next. This isn't just a record of dreams. It's a record of movement. When all of this started, I was rooted in a traditional Christian framework. It gave me language, structure, reverence, discipline, scripture, community. I'm not here to disrespect what it gave me, but it couldn't contain what God started revealing. As these dreams unfolded, when they didn't lead me deeper into a system, they led me deeper into discernment, into responsibility, into a direct relationship with God that couldn't be outsourced or explained away by, this is what we've always been taught. My faith in God never changed. It grew. It turned into a knowing, a relationship. There wasn't one moment where I woke up and decided to become something else. It was gradual, a stripping, assumptions falling off, borrowed answers not holding up, structures that served a purpose for a season but couldn't survive revelation. I didn't set out to become something new. I just began to seek. I began to earnestly seek God for myself. I stopped seeking scripture. I stopped seeking doctrine. I stopped seeking church, preachers, and leaders. I wanted more than what he said, more than what she said. I wanted encounter, not information. And that is what God gave me. A knowledge that doesn't compare with Scripture, but supersedes it. A truth that is not only learned, but experienced. A faith that requires discernment, not just agreement. This book traces that shift quietly. It's not a demand for you to take my path, but a request that you seek Him for your own. One last thing before you move on. Please don't rush this book. Study it, annotate it, reread it. It isn't meant to be skimmed, and it won't always explain itself immediately. It's written the way revelation often comes, piece by piece. Each dream is given the way it came to me. First the encounter, then the symbols, then the interpretation, and then the message. Stay with me, or stay with the encounter first, Let the images do what they're supposed to do before you try to force the meaning. Some dreams were clear the moment I woke up. Others took years. A few are still unfolding. That doesn't make them incomplete. It makes them alive. As you read, you might feel comforted and then challenged. You might feel seen and then exposed. If something unsettles you, don't rush to dismiss it. Sit with it. Ask why it hit you. A lot of the time, revelation touches the places we've learned to protect. None of this was written from theory. It came through real life, wrestling, testing, misunderstanding, obedience, surrender. I didn't write as someone watching from the outside. I wrote it as someone living it. Part 1. Foundations, Calling, Purpose, and Identity. Dream 1. Do you love me? It was a beautiful day out. The sky was a heavenly blue, and there were white, puffy clouds scattered throughout. My outfit was a pure white, pristinely pressed blouse and a dark denim trumpet-style skirt. I was headed to a wedding. At the time, I had no idea whose, but was happy to go. I was walking down a paved road, no buildings, no cars or people, just me and the plate of cake that I was carrying. It was a slice of chocolate cake, 3 layers with white icing on top and between each of the layers. Still carrying the plate in one hand, I bent down to buckle my dress shoe with the other. Before I could finish, a bright light peeked through the clouds and hovered over me from above. Then the sky cracked open. From it came a metal claw, just like the kind used in those skill-based arcade machines, the ones that grab toys with precision. Then a rainbow appeared, and I heard him. "Do you love me?" the Lord asked. I responded as if I knew he was asking rhetorically. "You know I love you." But he asked again, in the same way, in the same tone. This time, overwhelmed, I replied, "Lord, you know I love you, but I'm not ready to die." Just like that, the cake disappeared from my hand. The light faded, and I woke up. This dream was the beginning of many. It marked the start of a new path, one that would require full surrender. It was the moment God began preparing me for my calling. 3 years later, I officially said yes to his call on July 7, 2019. Symbols: daylight, heavenly in the spiritual realm with God; paved road, spiritual path, journey paved; white blouse, righteousness and purity; denim trumpet style skirt, humility and prophetic assignment; buckling my shoe, preparing to walk out the journey; chocolate cake, earthly indulgence, desires, or temporary satisfaction; going to wedding, becoming the bride of Christ; metal claw, God's precise selection; skill game, calling chosen by design, not by chance; rainbow, God's glory, heavenly vision; light from above, God's presence and glory; do you love me? A test of love and surrender; cake disappearing, earthly desires being removed. July 7th, 2019, the appointed time of my surrender. Interpretation: this dream marked the beginning of my surrender to God's call. I was dressed in white, symbolizing righteousness, but still clinging to something sweet and indulgent, symbolized by the chocolate cake. God was asking for full surrender. Even the act of buckling my shoe revealed I was being prepared for the journey ahead. The denim trumpet-style skirt was rich in symbolism. Denim, a working fabric, pointed to strength and spiritual resilience. The trumpet design signified prophetic calling and the sound of God's purpose awakening in me. I was being dressed in something practical yet divine, humility laced with destiny. The claw from the sky was like the one used in arcade skill games, but this one came from God. It showed I had been chosen with precision, not randomly. This was a divine moment of selection. The rainbow that followed was like God writing his signature on the message. When he asked, "Do you love me?" I knew it was not just a question of affection. It was a call to sacrifice. It was as if the Lord was preparing me for something that would cost me everything. The fact that I admitted I wasn't ready to die exposed the truth. I still had things I was afraid to let go of. Yet, when the cake disappeared and the light faded, I woke with clarity. God was not calling me to physical death, but to die to self. That slice of cake had represented the things I loved but needed to surrender. 3 years later, on July 7th, 2019, I surrendered. I said yes to his purpose. That moment was my trumpet sound. A divine yes echoed in the heavens, and I stepped into the journey I had once resisted. Message: funny truth. Can you believe that after I had this dream, I didn't eat chocolate cake for years? It's okay to laugh at me. I laughed at myself. For the longest time, I genuinely thought that I was going to die if I ate it, especially since I'm diabetic. So, I just avoided it altogether. And what's more striking is this: God let me. He didn't correct me. He didn't interrupt me. He allowed me to sit in my misunderstanding. Every time I turned down a slice, I thought I was being obedient. I thought I understood what he was asking of me. But I didn't. You need to understand this. God will allow you to live inside a misinterpretation until you're ready for truth. He is not in a rush to explain himself. He is watching for something else. When God asked me, "Do you love me?" I answered the way most people do. I said, "You know I love you." It sounded right, and it felt right, but it wasn't what he was asking for. He was asking for confirmation. He was asking for truth. There is a difference. The second time I answered, something shifted in me. I stopped answering what I thought he wanted to hear, and I said what was actually in me. "I love you, but I'm not ready to die." That was the first honest answer I gave him, and that's when everything changed. Not because I said the right thing, but because I said the real thing. He didn't respond with words. He didn't explain. He didn't correct me. He simply took the cake. And that was the answer. You think God is asking you for something dramatic. You think he's asking for your life, your future, something extreme. But what he reaches for first is usually something small, something you've already justified keeping, something you've decided isn't that serious, something you didn't even realize you were holding on to. What looked like a question about love was actually a question about surrender. This wasn't about death. It was about release. And now you have to look at yourself. What are you still holding while asking God to move you forward? What have you already decided he can't have? What have you labeled as not that deep that he keeps putting his hands on? Because I was still holding the cake while he was trying to move me. And that's how this begins. Not with obvious sin or rebellion you can easily identify, but with attachment. It took me 3 years to let it go. Not because God wasn't clear, but because I wasn't ready. And when I finally released it, it wasn't emotional or dramatic. It was settled. That's how you know it's real. When I look back now, I can see the pattern. I gave up the cake. Then I gave up the business I thought I was supposed to build. Then I gave up the version of my life I was trying to hold together. Each time, it wasn't taken from me. It was asked for. God is not measuring your love by what you say to him. He is watching what you do when he reaches for what you're holding. You may not be holding a cake, but you are holding something. The question hasn't changed. It's just waiting on your answer. Do you love him enough to let go? I'm sure you do. So let it go. Then smile and think of me every time you see a piece of chocolate cake. You have reached the end of Dream 1. You can purchase a book to read along on Amazon.com, or you can purchase them on www.kingdomamalgamate.com. Thanks for listening, and come back for the reading of Dream 2.